In the majestic shadow of the Himalayas, back in 1772, the town of Dharamsala was a vibrant tapestry of culture and influence.
Here, wealth wasn't just about gold. It was measured in fine silk and intricate carvings. A family status was everything. At the very top of this society was the Malhotra family. Ram Malhotra and his wife, Meera, ruled their household with an iron fist, their lives a performance of elegance and superiority. They lived to impress, wearing their pride like a shining badge. Their eldest son, Arun, carried the heavy weight of their expectations. He was sharp, witty, and just as arrogant as his parents. Destined to inherit the family's vast trading empire, he felt the constant gaze of society upon him. In the shadows of this prosperity, however, lived Tashi. Tashi was an elderly man, once a respected scholar, now a beggar. A series of misfortunes had reduced him to a shadow of his former self, but his mind was still a treasure trove of wisdom and stories. To Arun, Tashi was not a person. He was a prop for his amusement. Look at that old fool, living in the garbage, Arun would sneer to his friends, his laughter echoing in the marketplace. Tashi represented everything Arun feared: failure, misfortune, and being at the bottom. One fateful day, Arun decided to have some fun at Tashi's expense. "Tell me, old man," he shouted, gathering a small crowd, "would you prefer a coin or a curse?" A few people snickered. Tashi, after a long silence, looked at the young man, his eyes full of a strange wisdom. His voice was weak, but clear. "A curse, dear boy, shall return tenfold upon those who wield it carelessly." Arun's laughter caught in his throat. Annoyed, he tossed a coin into the dirt and walked away, the thrill of his game already fading. But fate had other plans. In the weeks that followed, Arun's world began to crumble. A valuable shipment of silk was lost in a storm. Key contracts mysteriously fell through. His arrogance was no match for this sudden wave of misfortune. With every new disaster, the image of Tashi loomed larger in his mind. He confronted his father, seeking answers. "Why is this happening? Am I not meant for greatness?" His father, a man who despised weakness, roared back, "You squander your potential with your arrogance. Watch how you treat those beneath you, or you might find yourself in their shoes." But Arun was too stubborn to listen. As his business teetered on the brink of collapse, desperation finally drove him back to Tashi. "Old man," he shouted one evening, finding him in his usual spot. This time, Arun crouched down, a hand on his knee in a gesture of mock humility. "It seems your curse has come true. Show me how to change my fate." Tashi looked up, his eyes filled with a mixture of pity and wisdom. "You seek to grasp fate with hands that have only known cruelty? Come closer, and I shall reveal the strength in kindness." Arun, desperate for a solution, leaned in. Tashi didn't offer a magic spell or a secret formula. Instead, he shared stories of human connection, of empathy, of how treating even the lowliest person with dignity could bring forgotten blessings. "Your wealth will not save you from a hollow heart," Tashi warned him. Days turned into weeks. Something inside Arun began to shift. He started visiting Tashi regularly, not to mock, but to listen and learn. He began to understand what it meant to truly value another human being. One evening, sharing a simple meal of rice with Tashi, Arun voiced his deepest fear. "What if my family finds out I'm spending time with you?" "I'll be a disgrace," Tashi replied calmly. "Character is revealed in how you treat others. If your family cannot see your growth, then perhaps it is they who should learn from you." Slowly, the town's perception of Arun began to change. The arrogant heir was now seen in the company of the old beggar, not as a tormentor, but as a student. This unexpected redemption started to mend his reputation. Then came the twist. At a grand town gala, Arun, dressed in his finest clothes, found himself in the same room as his parents and, to his shock, Tashi. The old man had been invited as a guest of honor. As the conversation turned to tales of the past, Tashi stood to address the crowd. "Many of us have known suffering," he began, his voice now carrying a newfound authority. "But if we remain blinded by arrogance, we chain ourselves to misery. Arun has learned what it means to live without malice. What will you choose?" A hush fell over the gala. Ram Malhotra's face went pale. Arun looked at his father, his loyalty being put to the ultimate test. "Father," Arun said, his voice steady, "it's time we treat people for their worth, not their social standing. Tashi has taught me the value of kindness." In that moment, Ram felt the crushing weight of his own pride. He had held onto power and status for so long, he'd forgotten what it meant to be human. A new era dawned for the Malhotra family. Ram, humbled, stepped down from the family business, handing it over to his son. Arun, now leading with empathy and humility, worked alongside Tashi to help those in need. The Malhotra family prospered, not just in wealth, but in reputation. They became known as patrons of the town, their names synonymous with compassion. Arun had found a way to cherish what truly matters, the bonds of humanity that transcend wealth and status. The whispers of his past failures faded, replaced by a legacy of connection and compassion. He discovered that true wealth isn't measured by what you have, but by the kindness you show to others. If you agree with this, comment yes down below. And if this story moved you, please like and subscribe for more tales of wisdom and transformation. Thanks for watching.